morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Yeah, we got a little bit of rain right now, but it's going to burn off by early this afternoon. And then this weekend, going to be gorgeous, y'all.
Yay!
If you want to have outdoor plans, it is going to feel like autumn. Morning lows in the 50s.
The Greek gods must have helped us this weekend.
Yeah, because this weekend, the Greek festival kicks off. It actually kicks off today.
Today. 57th Annual Houston Greek Festival. It is close to my heart. If you're newer to the show, I am a first-generation Greek American, and this is the church that I was baptized in. It's the church where I got married. This is where I baptized my own kids. My whole family goes to this church, and we've been part of this community for a really long time. And it's a huge festival, and here to talk about it in more detail is my very own sister, Maria Crazy.
Hey, Maria, welcome back. Been a while.
But
So
wait,
you
for those that don't realize, I'm at home and Maria's in the studio, and
I
I,
know,
have not
that's
been in
what's
the
so
studio
weird.
since July.
One time she
Because
filled
of
in
my
for
ankle.
you. Remember when?
Oh, yeah, years ago.
Yeah. That
Forgot
was
about
fun.
that. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
So in
Thank you
case
for
people
allowing
don't know, 3511 Yoakum Boulevard, that's where it's at, the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Cathedral. And what time does it kick off?
So today we open at 5 o'clock and we stay open till 10:30. And then tomorrow we open at 11 till 10:30. And then Saturday, 11 to 10:30. So Sunday, no Sundays, but it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So get there early, rain or shine. You can get your
Not
Greek
going to be any
food.
rain. It looks like
Food,
good
drinks.
weather.
It looks great. Yeah.
It's going to be
get
great.
there early.
There's also a lot to the Greek Festival for a lot of newer Houstonians. I said this is kind of like the kickoff to festival season because October is such a great season to have a lot of outdoor activities, and the Greek Festival's been around for so long. And the unique thing about the Greek Festival is that it is wholly run by the church and
All
the
volunteers.
parishioners, the volunteers, and we make the food homemade.
No outside vendors. This is
Right,
all
which
Greek
means
food made by the
real
community.
butter, real honey,
Yeah.
all the things to make
That's
the
so
food so
damn
yummy.
good.
Traditional recipes.
The only thing I guess would be the wine and the beer.
Oh, yeah. And we do have Greek
Which is
wine.
also imported from Greece.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there's a dance show that my sister and I grew up doing that dance show. You start in second grade.
Yeah.
And your first dance ever that you learn at the Greek festival in the parish is the Kalamatiano. It is the round circle dance you see in a lot of Greek movies, a lot of Greek things. So the kids dance the show on Saturday starting at 11:30. There are 4 shows featuring the youth of the community, but the adult show is tonight. It's on Friday night. It's on Saturday. And it really is fantastic, fabulous, amazing costumes, amazing choreography.
Are you
it's
working
just
at
really
Maria?
fun all around.
I'll be there.
What area are you going to work
Well,
in
I'll
this
probably
year?
be in the food line.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
slinging.
new this year? 'Cause I know you guys
let
like
me
to
tell you what is so new and
change stuff up.
exciting.
Okay,
So
let's hear
this
it.
year we have a classic food place. So, usually there's like great people from Houston coming to get food and they're waiting in these long lines. But this year we have a special booth called Classic Food Line. You can just zip right through and get a box of food. There's no substitutions. It's ready to go.
That's what I like.
But if
It's
you
the
don't
classic
want,
dinner plate. What's
Yes,
on
the
it? Tell everybody what's on
so
it.
it has spanakopita, tiropita, pasticcio, keftedes, Greek
English,
salad.
what's that mean? what
It's
does that mean?
Like the Greek lasagna, which has the ground beef, the noodles, and the bechamel, the spinach puff, the feta
Yes.
cheese puff, the Greek salad, and the ground beef patties.
Yeah.
So you can just zip through that line, grab a box, or if you don't want all those things, you can go inside to the festival center where they have like an a la carte where you can just get a Greek salad or you can just get spanakopita.
Now, as far
Yeah,
as
that's your
parking is
thing.
concerned, what's the situation?
Well, we have something new and exciting. We have an Alto code, GreekFest 23.
Hold on.
GreekFest 23. If you use
For
Alto
rideshare.
this weekend for rideshare, and that is the easiest way to get to the festival.
Yep.
Okay.
We highly, highly recommend using a rideshare
And so it's easy to get back. Like there's a certain area where we
Yeah,
can go
it
afterwards.
has
Where
signage, right?
those horses take us out.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah,
cops.
at the end. One of the
cops on the
classic
horses.
things of the Thursday night Greek festival is everyone's having such a fantastic time after work. I mean, that Thursday night crowd. Listen, if you're single and you're looking for some good-looking people, the Thursday Greek Festival crowd is always such a fun crowd because it's the after-work crowd, after whatever crowd, and they like to hang out late, and then the horses have to get called in to, like, move everybody.
Yeah, towards the end. But hold on,
awesome.
before I forget, I want to highlight our cathedral. So really, the whole reason why we have a Greek festival and a Greek community is because of our church. Like that's how everything started in Houston. As Greeks, we bonded with our church. Come see our new iconography in the cathedral. It is absolutely outstanding, breathtaking, and they do.
What is that again?
The cathedral,
The iconography.
The iconography.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The paintings on the wall.
The paintings, okay.
Yeah, the paintings
Yes.
of the icons on the wall, and it's breathtaking. And it's
And we got a new dome a few years ago that we redid the church. We made
expanded
it bigger.
it.
And it's really beautiful. They do church tours. You can learn more about it. It's been 57 years
Pretty.
of food, drink, and
Definitely
dancing.
do not miss that when you come to the festival. It is breathtaking.
I love a good
Greek
Duomo.
festival. Say again?
What?
Duomo. When I was in Italy, that's what
yeah.
you had to go see is a Duomo.
What
And-
about the
Duomo.
balls, the honey balls?
Oh yeah, lucumades. So those
Yeah,
are
people love those.
yeah, they're hot honey balls dipped in honey. With powdered sugar and cinnamon. People wait in line. It's worth it.
Kevin.
You can only
Control
get it
yourself.
once a year. And let me tell you, as a Greek girl that goes to Greece quite often, these are the best in the world. You
In the world.
cannot get lucumades like you can at the Houston Greek Festival. I don't care what anybody says. These
And
are
Maria
the
is
best.
really the expert. Do you know why,
You go to
guys?
Greece
Because
a
my
lot.
sister Maria and Kathy are both the Greek speakers for United to fly to Greece. They're going to Greece like all the time. So
Yeah.
they have lots of time to find places in Greece that sell lucumades.
Yeah, and I'm telling you,
the Greek
it is
Festival
the best.
lucumades.
It is the best.
Are you still on the
Yeah.
on the United
on the safety video? Yeah.
safety video? You still in that?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you are?
That's awesome.
with the llama.
No, not the llama.
Not
the
the
girl
llama.
walking across Abbey Road. But
Oh,
anyway,
So
okay.
you got to go to Abbey Road.
I did. I already went there. Yeah, I did that.
Well, yeah, if she
Abbey Road
filmed it.
Studios.
Obviously.
You go to
That is true.
people.
That is true.
Green
Oh no,
Green
you
screen.
can't make a fake Abbey Road, Brian.
no, it had to
Eric,
be
they have
real.
planes.
I don't know if they
get you there.
They
They're
have
going
planes
for
that
reals.
take
Now
them
you
there.
came in the studio. You always promise you're going to give us good, childhood Roula story that's going to embarrass her.
Look, I have something funny. When I was driving here, I remembered that the McDonald's that's right down the street right here is
Yeah.
right next to the Greek school we used to go to because back in the
Lifetime
80s.
Fitness right now is what it is, but it
Yeah.
used to be a little school
Oh,
that on Saturdays
really?
was Greek school for
All the way
us.
over here.
Yeah, right over here,
Yes.
right down the
Yes.
street.
Right
Okay.
down the street.
So my mom would take us there at 10 in the morning, and the deal was my dad had to come pick us up at 12 because my dad was at the restaurant. But okay, let's be honest. Dad was working, and he was like, "Oh, he didn't really show
Lose
up at
track
12
of
o'clock."
time?
No, totally. So
Yeah.
Roula and I would leave Greek school. The teacher thought we were getting picked up by our parent, but really we had a roll of dimes. Remember, a roll is $5.
Yeah, yeah,
A little roll, that little roll.
So
thing.
Roula and I
Little
would-
restaurant girls and their roll of dimes.
we had a roll of dimes, and we would go to McDonald's, and I remember looking at the menu board and how much everything was. And Roula and I would be counting the dimes, like if we wanted apple pie, if we wanted French fries, and I would count the dimes with Roula and be like, "How many more dimes do we need?"
Wait, and can we also give them the visual, Maria, that y'all, we're not talking about just we walked over to a far. The McDonald's was in the parking lot of the Greek school. Like
exactly.
the door to the Greek school, there's your car, there's the door to McDonald's. It was literally in the parking lot. So
Yeah.
the teachers thought, "Oh, your dad's here? Okay, bye."
Yeah.
And we just run over
So
to
you two, you're
and that's
heading
Oh,
at
over
the
to
playground.
McDonald's.
Yeah, we were like 9, 10 years old, these two little girls with a roll of dimes, and we ordered everything.
Wait.
Everything.
Because
Can
our
I ask
parents
you-
would never take us there
Yeah.
because we own a restaurant.
Yeah.
We would never
Is
have
this the
McDonald's.
McDonald's, Maria? Is this the
That's
McDonald's
cute.
where Roula got her head stuck in the Mayor McCheese playground?
Oh, no, that was the one on Fondren, I think.
I got stuck inside the slide.
Anyway, so
She
that's
got her head stuck between the bars.
No, it wasn't my head, Brian. That's a school story. My whole body got stuck in
Yeah, that
there.
was a different one.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Rule's got a couple stories of getting her head stuck in bars. In the bars.
My head got stuck in the bars
Did you
over
guys-
there. My body got stuck in the slide over there.
Did you eat
I was
the
not
food?
a thin child.
Did you eat the food there?
Oh no,
and
we
play,
ate it there,
and then come
because
back to your.
we were just like, whenever we see Dad pull up, we'll just pop out. And then one time, somebody told on us. So the Greek school teacher was waiting for our dad, and we were like, "Oh God, he thinks we get out like at 1 o'clock."
Oh my God!
Just had to sit
What
What was the
there.
classic, like the food coma one where you found the wrappers?
Oh, that was at Easter. We would have huge Easter parties at our house, and people would bring baskets for all 5 kids, and my mom would park them in our room. And then one day, excuse me, we were looking for Roula. We couldn't find Roula. We opened the door to my room. She's passed out, and there's all these Godiva chocolate bunny wrappers everywhere.
She ate 'em all.
had eaten all of. I mean, you know what? You know why?
How
Because
old
as
was
a
I?
child, your parents are like, "Don't eat that, don't eat that." And we had been fasting because it was Holy Week, and now it was Easter Sunday, and now we can finally eat something. So, y'all, there's Godiva chocolate everywhere.
So everybody's basket got raided.
The wrappers.
Oh yeah, like
She ate 'em all.
Because Maria kept saying like the solid chocolate chicks, like the chicks Roula.
Yeah, yeah.
You ate the chicks.
Yeah.
The solid
solid
chicks.
ones. That's a lot
Do
of
you remember
chocolate.
that?
How old was I? Because I have no recollection of it. How old was
remember.
I?
You must
5?
have been like 6 or 7 or something like that. Yeah.
Did she wake up? She had like chocolate all over her face.
No, I just
like,
remember one of the guests at our party was a doctor, and my mom asked the doctor.
she
Dr.
diabetic?
Stamatiu, can you please come into my child's room and check on my child?
Oh, wow.
Can we also point out why did Mom choose to put all the chocolate baskets in our room? Because our house wasn't that big. We had like 100 people outside. We had roasted lambs going and all the things, and every table space was taken. So it's made our room like the park your gift and coat jacket purse room.
Yeah.
And that's when I just disappeared and I ate all the chocolate.
Now, we do this every year because I know we got a break here to do our next segment where you and Roula speak Greek to each other. And we just sit back and just wonder what you're saying. So go ahead.
What's the conversation
Okay, well,
going to be about?
I'm going to say,
say
for
whatever you-
everybody.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can say whatever you
I want
want.
everybody to come to the Greek festival. Σας καλωσορίζουμε να έρθετε στο πανηγύρι μας. Σήμερα, αύριο και το Σάββατο θα είμαστε ανοιχτοί στις 5 σήμερα. Θα κλείσουμε στις 10:30. Θα έχουμε παραδοσιακούς
Εσύ
χορούς.
ακούγεσαι σαν που έχεις πρόβλημα να μιλάς ελληνικά.
No, δεν έχω.
Κοίτα να μιλάς all the time.
Είμαι στον
Here's my
αέρα.
Gringlish.
Έχουμε ακροατές και μας ακούνε.
Κάνει σαν εκπομπή, σαν είναι... I don't know how to say the word professional in Greek.
Oh.
But Maria's trying to sound very professional Greek.
Well, I'm trying.
She
Okay,
speaks
so
Greek all the
translate.
time to the
So
airplane
anyway,
people.
I'm just welcoming everyone to come to our Greek festival this weekend, where we will have traditional food, traditional dances, cathedral tours, and we're open today at 5, and we'll stay open till 10:30 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you for
Festival.
stopping by.
The original Greek festival.org.
I still think you need a section where we can break plates.
Oh, maybe one day.
I pay $5 and you can
one
break
day.
3 plates.
Over my
With your
head.
face on it.
Oh, yeah. And
That's
then
not a
put-
bad idea.
Like an axe. You can
Do
put
you want to
that
chair that booth?
Put me in. Put me in, coach.
Actually,
do it.
yes. We do need to chair that booth, and
Yeah.
Eric can be in charge of that.
I'll do it.
I don't know how that's going to go.
be
All right,
fun.
my sister Maria in studio
Maria.
here
Thanks,
on
Maria.
the
Thank you
Roula
for
Show.
having me.
Now, it's interesting.
Repping
we,
the Greek festival.
we brought up Roula being passed out under the influence of chocolate, so we're going to switch gears and make it about Ambien.
Yes.
Sleep aids.
Yes,
I need
ambient
sleep aids.
stories. Guys, we've not had these stories in a bit, but every time we ask the story, the phone lines light up and we don't even have enough time for all the callers. I can't wait to see what you bring us next. 713-390-KRBE. We'll try and get as many stories as we can in. If anything, it's a lesson. You take the Ambien, you go right to sleep. Right to sleep. You don't try to do all these other things. We'll get your Ambien stories next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
4.1 KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan Show. We've got a Taylor Swift experience for you. It is so much fun.
I can't wait for this. Next weekend is the big weekend that the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie weekend begins, and we have a KRBE private screening. If you are caller 10 at 713-390-KRBE, you're going to get a pair of tickets to the private screening with KRBE to see the Eras Tour movie. Maybe you already got to go for one of the 3 nights it was in Houston. Get to relive it again. Get your friendship bracelets, dress up. We're going to sing along. Or you didn't get to go, and this is your way to enjoy it. It's going to be so great with KRBE. Caller 10, 713-390-KRBE. We do it 3 times a day. Your next chance is at 10:13, and then after that, 3:13, Taylor Swift and KRBE. Now, we switch gears. We were talking about people who have been prescribed Ambien. In the past, we have had many stories that have gone cattywampus upside down. Even Adam Levine from Maroon 5. I remember years ago in Celebrity Scoop, there was a story that he told, and he was like, Ambien's a bad idea on airplanes. And he said that they will never take it again, no matter how exhausted they are on tour, because it was really crazy. So we've got people standing by at 713-390-KRBE to tell us their Ambien story. Pamela, you are up first. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, Pamela. So tell us or share with us your Ambien story, please.
So my first and only Ambien experience was in January of 2020 when I was induced with my first son. I was having blood pressure issues, so the doctors always check to try to take concern and get you in if you are having blood pressure issues. So anyways, it was late at night, and I was just so uncomfortable, and the nurses kept asking, do you want a sleep medicine? Do you want sleep medicine? And I refused it a couple of times, but then when you're so miserable laying there, I'm like, okay, I'll take it. So it's Ambien, and that's what they gave me. So it knocked me out. Well, then later I started contracting naturally, and they're like, oh, are you in pain? Do you want a pain medicine? I'm like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
You're like, great.
Absolutely.
You're still laughing now.
High as a kite, y'all. I told the nurse that she looked like the Bernstein Bears. Like, she would just come in and I would just stare at her, and then her face would just transform into a Bernstein Bear.
The hat.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
gosh. And then later, I'm just kind of laying there with my eyes open, and I see, like, zoo animals, like a giraffe, just floating through the room.
Was it the theme of your nursery? All of a sudden it came to life?
I think what prompted that was my sister had come and visited me earlier that evening in the hospital, and she was wearing this like knee-length cheetah print jacket that I had never seen her wear before. And I'm like, are you going to like a show or something? She was so embarrassed. So she was like, I was never wearing this again. So I don't know if that was just embedded in my brain that I seen a cheetah print jacket and took me to the zoo, I guess. I don't know.
Pamela, did you remember all this, or they told you this afterwards and you're telling us based on what they said to you?
So I remember the Bernstein Bears. I remember the floating giraffe, and I remember her jacket. But after that, I do not remember much. I don't even remember the doctor coming in to break my water. I don't remember people coming and visiting me. Like, they came and see me a couple weeks after the baby was born, and they're like, oh, yeah, in the hospital, remember? I'm like, wait, you were there?
Oh, my God.
It's got to feel weird to have all those
Crazy.
strong.
You don't have those experiences. You don't remember it. It's got to be weird.
Yeah. Have that
It was very weird,
missing chunk of time.
I'm going to guess, Pamela, you never took that again.
Absolutely not. And I'm one of those people, I don't even like to take Tylenol if I don't have to. Like, I'll just push through it. But
Really?
Yes, that was
Well,
definitely
let's not
an
get crazy.
experience.
I never understood people that could do that. My wife doesn't like taking medicine.
I
or
got a
taking
headache. I'll take an
pills.
aspirin.
I'm like,
Yeah.
we're living in 2023.
Yeah.
We got some great
I know.
I
drugs.
suffer.
It's there for a reason.
Yeah, no.
It's been created
this
for
is
a
the
reason.
1800s. I have to bite on a piece of wood while
I know. Anti-inflammatories
Solve
are
my
great
leg,
after
yeah.
surgery. Take your Advil. Okay, Dorothy's up next. Ambien stories at 713-390-KRBE. You tell us a story that either you remember or people tell you what you did when you were under the influence of Ambien. Hi, Dorothy. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hi, Dorothy.
Good morning. So what happened
It's not
to
about you, or is it about somebody in your family?
It's about my husband.
Okay.
Okay.
What'd he do?
Kevin, you actually pranked him one time.
Oh,
Kevin
God.
pranked him?
Yes, he pranked him on the phone.
Nice.
So
But
now
anyway,
Ambien pranked him.
We were in Austin trying to move one of my daughters. He was taking his heart medicine in the morning. He took an Ambien instead.
Oh, no.
Drove down the highway, Highway 35, and we're going up on the side of the road. And he's like, I don't know what's the matter with me. And I'm like, pull over. We get off the highway. He pulls so close to a telephone pole, I couldn't even get out the passenger's door.
Oh, wow. So you're pinned in.
Did he pass out right then? Like fall asleep?
No, we had to move my daughter, and the whole time he's wandering around in the woods. We're like, where did he go? It was like having a little kid. He was like,
Did you, Dorothy? Wait. At this time, what did you
Figure it
think was
out?
wrong with him? Because did you figure out he had accidentally messed up the?
He's like, and then all of a sudden the next morning he wakes up. He's like, oh my God, I think I took my Ambien. I'm like, you kidding? You almost killed me in a car. I'm like, my daughters were looking at like you were on drugs because he was just like so walking.
But it was an
around.
honest mistake.
How old were the kids at the time, Dorothy? How old were your girls?
Oh my God, that 22 and 24.
Oh,
so they were like,
So they're like, Dad's on drugs.
Yeah,
Dad.
so like, Dad's on drugs. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. So that was my Ambien story.
Wow.
Did he throw those away? Did he ever have them? I would get rid of that crap.
He's not allowed them anymore.
Yeah.
And he had those little pill packs, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how did you mess that up? I'm like, oh my, he won't take them anymore. 'Cause
Are you from the East
serious.
Coast?
Yeah, I hear a little East
Yes,
Coast.
I am.
What part?
I'm from Massachusetts.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell your accent. Very
How long
cool.
have you lived here, Dorothy?
9 years and still haven't lost that accent.
No, you're probably never going to lose it. My parents
shouldn't.
came from Greece and they were here 50 years. My dad passed away with his accent still strong. My mom still has hers. Something about not being able to shake our accents. I don't know what it is, but welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show family. Thanks for being here and thanks for your story.
Thanks.
Take
Thank
care.
you guys. Have a good day. Bye.
Then there's some
morning.
people that have, no effect on.
If you go to bed right away,
yeah.
Yes.
you're fine, they say, right?
Well, that's
the
what
people
they
that take
say,
it.
but look what happened here.
Right.
Chastity is up
Well, he was
next.
driving a
It's,
car. That's supposed to be in
kinda
bed.
dangerous, yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, in a lot of many of these tours, like the girl that was supposed to take it for sleeping, she still was seeing all the crazy stuff trying to give birth. And so it's a one-off of, even though you did try and go to sleep, you still had crazy situation.
Not worth it.
Chastity's up next. Tell us about what happened to her on Ambien. 713-390-KRBE, or was it somebody in your life, Chastity? Good morning.
Hi. Actually, it's my now husband. We were dating at the time, and he used to come to my apartment I would wake up the next morning and go into my son's restroom and ask him, why did you urinate in your trash can? And she's like, Mom, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I would think on it, and then it kind of dawned on me one day, months later, I went to my then boyfriend's house, and in the morning, he had on this weird, throwback 90s vest. He had goldfish all over the bed, the goldfish crackers.
Oh,
I said, what on earth are you doing? And he said, I took an Ambien last night. It makes me do weird things. And I'm like, you're the one that's been urinating in the trash can.
Oh, my gosh.
That he was doing that in his sleep. And then fast forward years later, we actually had a child together, and we had two sons that were the same age. They were about 8 years old. Mm-hmm. And I go downstairs, and he had taken Ambien before bedtime, so he was high as a kite, and he was dumping chips, like one of the large family-sized chips, on the carpet. And my 8-year-old son and my stepson were like, what are you doing? You're crazy.
Was he making any noise when he was dumping it? Was he going, wee? Or was he just
chips on the floor?
Looking at it, staring at the chips coming out of the bag. I had no idea what he was doing. And I'm like, okay, I'm pregnant. We're about to have a baby. No more Ambien. He hasn't taken it since then.
Well, good.
Very weird things, but the urinating in the trash can was the most bizarre thing for me. What did he? The toilet.
What did he think the smell was later on? He never realized that was him. He just thought it was.
It was a little kid trash can in my son's spare bathroom, and he thought it was the dang toilet because he was high.
Oh my god!
I heard people doing with a hamper.
I would have just thrown that trash
Didn't
can
you
away.
used to pee in your toy box?
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
It's just
but he wasn't on Ambien for that.
What were people do when they take this medicine and they don't remember?
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh my gosh, Chastity. Well, I'm glad it stopped there. And because, I'm still traumatized by the mom that called us years ago and said that she had woken up her 6-year-old at 1 a.m., did the whole breakfast routine, got him ready for school, got in the car and was driving on the highway. And her third shift, her husband was coming home and saw her, turned around, followed her, pulled her over and said, what are you doing? And she had no idea that she was totally asleep the whole time. Asleep the whole time.
Scary.
You can share your Ambien stories with us on our listener line at 713-278-VENT. That's 8368 on your phone. Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, guys, there is a story that you would think is an Ambien story based on what this celebrity did, but I think they were just on regular drugs because it was Saturday Night Live. We'll talk about it next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm pleased to introduce Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop
on KRBE.
It is brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. And before I get into anything, let me just tell you that thanks to our texters, they just gave us the update as we have it now for the Astros games this weekend against the Minnesota Twins. A lot of people did not know what time we'd be playing. First, we didn't know who we'd be playing. Now we know, and now we know. So 3:45 Saturday. 3:45 Saturday is the first game of the ALDS at Minute Maid Park. Do you have Sundays?
Sunday is at 7:03 p.m.
I'm bummed. I want to be flip-flop.
Sunday's at 7:03 p.m. and then Tuesday is at 3:07.
I'm going to both games.
Whoa!
Wow,
But
look at you.
Baller.
I can drink on the Saturday game. It won't be as epic as my.
Oh no!
Maybe tomorrow we can play
Probably
that because
for
we
the
got the Shooting Stars coming in here and some Astros people coming in and talk about all the activities, and we're gonna start off because Philly, man, I'm like, act like you've been there before. Yesterday when they won their games, I'm like,
the wild card.
The way they were going to go crazy, I'm like, guys, you're in the World Series.
Y'all
last
were in the
year.
World Series last year.
Act like pros and just say, we'll have a few drinks. That's what the Astros do. They're not going to celebrate until they get to the championship.
Yep.
Well, for those that missed that, actually, I didn't realize with the chronology of the way Instagram shows you stuff, when we clinched the playoffs, we had not clinched the AL West. They just did a very quiet, reserved champagne toast, and they were like, we're not done yet. And then the next day, it was like, crazy with all the champagne.
I mean, I'm all for celebrating, I guess, and they have a couple days off, but it's just a weird thing because you don't see that in football.
You don't see it in basketball and football. I was saying it on Monday.
The Chiefs somehow became a wild card team.
Yeah,
and they won their game. They're gonna be mad. First of all, they'll be like, "What? We shouldn't be in a wild card game."
Yeah, we should.
We've been there before. We won the Super Bowl, but you should celebrate. little things.
Well, I mentioned that on Monday for those that were. I don't think I said it this time of the show, but it is odd to me how if the Rockets made the playoffs, they don't have a champagne bath because they made the playoffs. They don't have a champagne bath after they got through the first round or the second round or won the Western Conference Finals. They only have the champagne bath if they win the NBA Finals. Same thing with football.
Maybe to
they
go
don't
into maybe to go into the Super Bowl and the World Series and the NBA championship, they do it. I think they might do it then. When they win their division or they win
when they win the Western
AFC
Conference Finals
or the NFC or the Western Conference. I think they might celebrate then. Trying to think
All
back.
right, we'll have to look that up.
It's been a long time since the Rockets.
No idea. Yeah, it's
There's
been a
lots
very
of
long time for the
champagne
Rockets.
spilled in baseball. Okay, so I was talking about how Saturday Night Live is going to be premiering October the 14th, and Pete Davidson and Ice Spice are the guest and the musical guest. And there's a story about, there was that really weird time, at least I feel like it was a weird time. There's a couple seasons of SNL, they had just these weird casts that just didn't vibe, didn't click, no chemistry. And then they brought it with some blockbuster people. Like, there was a very weird space before the Will Ferrell, Anna Gasteyer, Helen Walls, Kristen Wiig, and what's her name? Superstar.
Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon years. A couple of years before that, they had these like
Jim Burr. He was Goat Boy. He was like before them. He was with them, but he was before them.
Right, but he was part of the cast that didn't really sparkle as much. Jay Moore was part of the cast that wasn't really sparkling
more like
as
93,
much.
92, 93, 94. Then around 94 is when Will Ferrell and them started.
You had Phil Hartman and Kevin Nealon like in 93.
They're still there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was when Clucky the Chicken came out.
Clucky? That tastes delicious.
I think they fired Adam Sandler and them in 93.
Yes.
92,
they did. Isn't that crazy? He got fired. So Chris Rock got fired from SNL. Adam Sandler was fired.
Best thing ever happened to him.
They're not funny enough.
And then like a year later, he does Billy Madison.
That's the best movie ever.
I remember Chris Rock the next year won double Emmys for Best Comedy Series and Best Writing or something. He was like, well, I guess this is okay, Lorne Michaels. But back to those SNL days when Jay Moore was part of the cast. Chris Farley was also part of the cast at the same time. And this is 93 to 95. Dave Attell was one of the writers for the show during that time. And they dared... This is what happens in the writer's room. Because they show skits now in the writer's room. They make them skits about the writer's room and how they have these dumb ideas. And they make a digital short. Mm-hmm. So they dared Chris Farley to stick his bottom out of the window.
Oh, yeah.
And not just stick it out and moon people, but also be, I would say 12 years old, but even in my 12-year-old, there's no way my 12-year-old will do this. Poop out the window.
Yeah, he did.
In New York City.
I read that book.
Maybe at that time that's normal for that to have happened on the street. I don't know. But for $100, Chris Farley went for it. But the cops came and they were called because they thought he was a man trying to jump out the window and end his life.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Farley did succeed in the goal. And Jay Moore ended up slamming into a bookcase and popping his shoulder out of the socket because he was being chased around the room by Chris Farley, who had not had a chance to clean up, I guess I could say.
Yeah.
Did you see Bad Bunny's going to be the second host?
Yeah, the host and the musical guest.
Oh, wow.
Because he doesn't speak English that much. Like he
was in that movie that I
just
saw
started doing
with,
it more recently.
Yeah, with Brad Pitt, Bullet Train.
He didn't even speak in that role, did he?
I think
Remember
he
Bullet
did.
Train? He was just in there, and it was basically just
he was a killer.
They opened the doors, he saw him, and then they started fighting. Type thing.
That's what I thought.
So it'll be interesting to see. He's an awesome wrestler. Have you ever seen Bad Bunny wrestle in WWE?
No, I didn't. I didn't know that.
He's really this guy's.
Was he a wrestler first, Eric?
No, he just loves. He just loves. That's what was so great.
Multi-talented,
He doesn't need
multifaceted.
to do it. He just loves wrestling. So like he was like one of the
So
stars.
what's his real name? Because like, do his close friends call him Bad? They call him Bunny. They call him Bun. What do his real friends call him? Just his
BB?
name.
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
Bad Bunny's real name is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio.
All right, so Benito. Nice.
Yeah, Benito. Bad Bunny. Okay, news is brought to you by Duncan. If you required or requested an extension to file your 2022 federal income taxes, Monday is the final day. That is the day you got to pay up. So this is because October 15th, which is usually the tax filing extension deadline, but they're saying it's this Monday. That's when you got to file. if you did the extension. Okay, so the Powerball jackpot climbed to an estimated $1.4 billion because nobody matched all 6 numbers last night. The jackpot is based on revenue from ticket sales, so the more that people buy tickets and play the game, the bigger that jackpot gets. So
where does that money go? Does it go to schools?
No.
That was the thing they said back in the day.
That was the Texas lottery they were talking about.
Like, where's that money go then? Where's this?
I don't know.
Anybody?
I don't know where the Powerball profits go.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of money that goes.
Where do the Powerball profits go to? Let's find out.
The school districts, but I don't know how.
Houston. Yeah.
Let's see. Powerball profits don't all go to where you think they do. Oh, there's a big article.
Uh-oh.
I think you opened up the...
I did.
Pandora's box there.
Why did you ask
Or isn't it like a...
And you opened it up.
For those that are just tuning in while Brian's looking that up, again, if you just missed it, 3:45 on Saturday, the Astros are playing the Minnesota Twins. And then 7:05, you said, Eric, on Sunday? 7:05 on Sunday.
I wish it was flipped around.
And this is 3 Astros are coming back because guess who besides Carlos Correa, it's also Christian Vasquez and Dallas Keuchel. All 3 of them are Minnesota Twins now.
Ooh, Keuchel's on Twins?
Yeah.
Oh, please let us pitch against him. That'd be so awesome.
That would be.
Oh,
yeah, it doesn't look like a lot goes to social programs. The article's like 3 pages long. It'd take me forever to go through all that.
So in the 3 pages you didn't read, you've assessed that it doesn't go anywhere.
It said very little goes to schools. Very little goes to schools.
Well, it says on the first sentence.
Yeah.
It's like if it's a clickbait line, we're going to just go run with that one.
No, it wasn't a clickbait. It wasn't a clickbait. That's what's going down in H-Town.
If you guys missed Roula and Ryan's Roses today, first of all, I'm just going to warn you now. The guy is infuriating, but you've got to wait for the text tune because this guy is out of control, and Special K had the perfect song for him. You're going to hear it next on the Roula and Ryan Show.